Well, I
And
guess our next step would be the Olympics.
well, I'm going to get to it because
Okay.
what happened, of course, Lenny Skarsky was always involved in everything. We had just lost to Michigan State, and we're in the Minneapolis airport. And Lenny comes up to me and he says, I got some good news and I got some bad news. I said, give me the bad news. He said, Snooks Kelly put Johnny Cunoff's name in the first team All American because he had been in it the year before, but he only played 8 games. He said, so they put you on the second team. I said, okay. Okay, what's the good news? He said, Murray Williamson, with the coach of the U.S. team, would like to have you come out and try out for the U.S. team. And so that's how it happened.
Wow.
I went out, worked. Yeah, it's Lenny just doing his thing. I had a pretty good tournament though. It's even though we lost, I had a good tournament, and I ended up on the first team All Star team. The tournament All Star team. I also did the ECAC first team that year. So
And
I,
and the
I was
ECACs were played where?
Boston Garden,
Okay.
the old egg-shaped Boston Garden.
Oh, I
You throw
remember.
the puck in. We played BU the first time. Nobody told us about it. We threw the puck in the zone, and the puck went around, and we're all going after the puck, and BU's going out the other side because it just egg-shaped and it just went right around. So, anyways, that's,
I played there with a broken hand too. In
you
the
did?
the old garden. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The
It
old
was
garden.
quite an
Oh, the
atmosphere.
old garden.
Yeah.
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 Well, you didn't play in the Boston Arena, did you?
No, well, we did against Northeastern.
Oh, yes, that's right.
So we played in both. Uh, but tiny little borders and that Northeastern rink, that Boston Arena, it all the angles were different. And
Yes, yes.
if you could shoot a puck off the end wall, it'd come right out in the slot.
Yeah, I know. Well, the best we beat Cornell in the finals. It was the year before Dryden. Dryden couldn't play because he was a freshman.
Okay.
So we beat him 6-1 or 6-2 in the finals.
Lucky you.
Yeah, I know it. No kidding. And so to get together, we I flew to Minneapolis. Sandy and I got married on June 25th, 1966. And we drove out there, but I flew out before and because everybody worked. So I talked to the human resources in Honeywell, and they had a job for me as an industrial engineer. So Sandy and I got married and took a U-Haul out, and I played summer hockey for the first time. I never played summer hockey, and so then the team, um, the coach of the team was John Mariucci.
Okay.
John Mariucci, and John was an interesting person to say the least. But
Well,
most of the guys had
yeah.
played for him because they're all University of Minnesota
Oh
guys.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that year we had Murray wanted to bring some Eastern players out. So we had Johnny Cunoff uh, from BC,
Who was the goaltender? Okay.
Carl Wetzel, and the Olympic team was Pat Rupp. And so we did on 67, it was in Vienna, Austria. We had a nothing tie against East Germany, or we would have been third instead of fifth because we had beaten Sweden the first game. And Sweden ended up in third place, and we ended up in fifth place. But we played all Canada, Russia, Czechoslovakia, all the big teams. Then the next year, Murray Williamson, the coach,
Yep.
took a team over to Europe, and he came back. I guess they didn't do too well. I didn't go. And so he called me and he said, um, or he had somebody call me. Actually, it was Billy Masterton who ended up,
Okay. The guy that
you know,
died.
yes, but he couldn't get his American citizenship.
Okay.
That's why Hubert Humphrey was trying. So he called me. He says, Tommy, you gotta. Murray says that they didn't do too well. So I went and practiced. We practiced for 4 days. We went on and to play Omaha, the CPHL, and our line scored all 3 goals. And we come back in, and Murray was not very happy with the team. But anyways, we ended up. So I that year we played, college teams and everything, but we still worked. Everybody worked on that team. So it was we work, and then we practice in the Metropolitan Sports Center for just about every Monday through Thursday, and then we play on the weekends. Green Bay,
Okay.
Wisconsin, Rochester, Minnesota. Um, where else did we go? Duluth, Minnesota, and we played the college teams still, like Minnesota and not Minnesota, Duluth, but we
You play
played
Wisconsin out there?
probably. I'm trying to think. I don't think Wisconsin was strong then, but we played North Dakota,
Yeah.
which was strong at the time. But we also played the senior A teams. We went out to Spokane and played. And then we also played up in Canada against their senior A teams. So, and then we ended up the Olympics. The um, the coach of the bobsled team was a guy by the name of Pat Martin
Oh, from Massena.
from Massena, New York.
Yeah.
Yes. And my brother Jack came with 2 of his buddies. So they had a great time. They paid $5 to get into the first game when they saw Russia against somebody. After that, they were our stick boys. So they got into every game.
Perfect.
And so, it was good. But we couldn't walk in the opening ceremonies because we played the Czechs at 5 o'clock, and the opening ceremony was at 3. So we ended up. So we had a line. Herbie Brooks was my right wing, and Larry Stardahl from North Dakota was my left wing. And so we were kind of like a checking line. We killed penalties, and we did all right. But
Yeah,
it was
you did all right. I guess
yeah,
so.
playing against the Russians was they're just so strong. The Czechs were strong, but in playing against Canada, we always lost by 1 goal against them.
Oh,
The Russians were just too strong. That's all.
Who was the Russian guy that you always talk about?
Oh, Firzov, best hockey player I ever saw. By far, the first guy I ever saw, Mark, that went up on a defenseman, put the puck back in his skate, kick it to his stick, and beat
wow.
the guy. Yeah. I tried it a few times. I think they beat me instead of the puck. So there's nothing like playing for your country. I mean, I just think USA and New Jersey, as Herbie Brooks said to them, something like about the name on the front is more important than the name on the back.
Well, I was delighted to hear that the jersey you loaned us when I was at Clarkson ended up back with you, and
Yes.
you can
Well,
tell the story for me, please.
yeah. Well, yeah, I gave it to them because you were there as the coach. I wanted to help you out a little bit.
Thank you, Tom.
No, I thought they were so much a part of our lives that, Clarkson, they took me in when nobody else would think that I was good enough other than playing baseball. But they, um, it just felt that after like, I don't know how many, 25 years that I should get it back. And there's a story. My son Mike's here and my wife, his son played for the U.S. team in Slovenia this summer with USA on his jersey,
Wow.
and he's very good. He's 2013. He's 12 years old, and he had a great experience. Mike and his wife went also.
Did he wear
So-
number 12? I want to know that.
Yes, he did.
He did, yes. He wore number 12. Yeah. He had a spectacular goal, and they lost in the finals to a team from Austria, but they beat Russia twice.
Well, Michael sent me the clips, and he skates an awful lot like Grandpa.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, Mike skated just like me, I guess. Yeah. Just look at him. He skates just like his father. So
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, we used to marvel at you when you helped out. I was a Bantam, and you were helping Stan, and you would come with those USA gloves, and we were all amazed that you had colored gloves, those red, white, and blue gloves, and man, could you fly.
Well, I still have the gloves. I still remember we used to play the scrimmage against you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were there.
Oh,
when
yeah, we
used-
couldn't catch you.
Well, no, but my whole thing is I wanted to set up PBM because he would go back by your bench and he would give it to the players. But
And
the
we didn't
best
forget,
story-
Tom. We didn't
Huh?
forget because he was officiating too. And
Oh, yeah.
so we were
Yeah, but
giving it right back to him.
So, anyways, it was fun. We always had fun. That's for sure. So,
Well,
anyways, that was the end. As soon as I got done with the Olympics, I got drafted into the Army. My local board in Massena, I was draft deferred through Minneapolis because I worked in an ordnance plant as an industrial engineer. All my papers were back in Massena. And I don't know if I should tell you the story, but the lady wouldn't transfer it out. So the next thing I know, 25 years old, drafted. So I ended up going to OCS and ended up in Camp Drum because Sandy's dad passed away. And during, while we're still in Washington. And so we wanted to be, her mom was stuck with, not stuck, I mean, she has two kids. Kim Gilbert, who maybe you remember.
yeah, we played together. Yeah.
Yeah, Kim, my brother-in-law, Sandy's brother. Yeah, so then again, Lenny Zaglarski comes in. I'm done with, I got out of the Army early. I had to give him 4 years. He ended up 2 years, 9 months because there was a reduction in force coming back from Vietnam. So I wrote him a nice letter saying, I kind of like it here, but I'd like to get out. So Lenny Zaglarski's coming down to BC as a head hockey coach. I'm getting out of the Army. He said, I need an assistant coach at BC. So that's how I got to BC. So it just fate. There's some fate. And he and Ursula were just great people.
How many years were you before you moved to the next job? How many?
Well, what I did, that was part-time. The hockey was part-time, even though
Okay.
it was more full-time. But I worked in administration as my full-time job. And then I moved into the buildings and grounds department after that. And as soon as I did that, I had to give up the hockey. But I still, I still did work with the hockey team and everything. So, but then I ended up as associate director of the facilities there at BC. We built a lot of facilities there. I know you've been there, haven't you, Mark?
Yeah.
BC?
Yeah. It's a tremendous campus and
Yeah, it is.
so much history. And it seems kind of strange that, you were originally headed there. And
Yeah, I know it.
And then ended up there. So,
Well, yeah. Well, Snooks Kelly was when I first went there. He doesn't remember what he did against me, but and I didn't care. So, yeah,
Well,
It all turned out
great
good.
place. Yeah, it did. And so, Sandy, my wife, worked at BC for over 30 years. She was associate director of one of the grad schools there, and so it was a good combination. My son Mike went there, and he was on the team for a while, but things didn't work out. So Allison, my daughter, went to school there. So it was good. Everything was good. It's a great school.
And now I
Well-
understand you're still working, Tom.
No, well, yes, I am.
No, you work 5 days a week.
Yeah, I know it. I do work. Okay. Yeah, we both retired back in 2005. And we moved from Westwood, Mass to Wyndham, New Hampshire. And I got involved with Pelham High School, working with kids that have disabilities, emotional disabilities. So I told them back in 2010 that I would give them 1 year. And that was 15 years ago.
Wow.
So I just turned 81, so this is my last year. So it's been fun with the kids.
Well,
And one thing they do, I don't broadcast that I played in the Olympic team. But as soon as they find out, all of a sudden I have them. They
I'm
look
sure
me
you
up,
do.
and one
Yeah.
kid said to me, "Mr. Hurley, are you really 6'2", 215?" Because that's what they had. He looked me up. I just wanted to say one more thing. Another thing I tell the kids is that I played with Herbie Brooks because I know the movie Miracle. And so in fact, I have some of the teachers have used it for the Cold War.
No kidding.
Yes, so, which I talked them into doing, of course,
Mhm.
I got to
Anyhow.
tell you, many years ago when I worked in Saginaw, the movie Miracle came on, and my wife had seen the movie, and I hadn't seen it. So I went up to Flint, Michigan, and I'm sitting in a theater, and at the time that the movie was going on, there was a scene, and there was a poster on the wall. Herb was sitting at his desk, and two players were standing in the doorway. And I looked up, and it was a poster from 1978, 79. And I was on the poster. So I'm
Oh, no
sitting
kidding.
in the theater, and it only comes on for like a nanosecond.
Yeah.
And I looked up, and he was talking to the two players at the time. And I looked on the wall, and I said, I couldn't even, I didn't know anybody in the theater, but it was just the strangest thing. I'm watching a movie, and so
Yeah.
I was joking with Dan Fridgen, the RPI coach at the time, and I said, we need to be asking for royalties.
Oh, good.
Anyways, well, I appreciate you guys having me on here. It's my son who did everything here and set me up.
Well, that's one thing that my dad did not mention though. When I was growing up, he coached our team for 6 years, and there were 7 or 8 kids on that team that played college hockey, and one of them played professionally. Nick Lent. He played at Providence, and then he played in the AHL. So, you talk about the impact that he's had on the game, not just in Massena and at Clarkson and BC, but also on the next generation as well. So
That's
just
well
figured that was
said.
important to mention.
Yeah, it's all about who you can impact and inspire. And
That team, we lost in the semifinals of Massachusetts, 3-2
To Woburn.
to Woburn. Woburn beat the other team. They went on they were national champions.
no
So
kidding.
we lost 3-2, the small town of Westwood, 3-2 to the number 1 team in the country. So,
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording now. And before I do, though, I want to say thank you. Thank you to you and Michael and your wife. We appreciate all that you had to do to get ready for this. And so thank you.
okay.
Mark?
Thank you very much, Tom. Much appreciated. You have no idea. I mean, this being our first opportunity to do a Zoom call is going to open up a tremendous avenue for us to prove to people that you're not forgotten, and that people that didn't know, or young people that didn't know the history of hockey in Massena, are now going to have their eyes opened. And it's really nice that you took the time to do this with us.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys.